Good morning. What a wonderful, beautiful morning it is. Welcome to all of you. I am Reverend Christine Dance, and yes! And I'm just going to say, if anyone plays Wordle, if you know, you know, right? I'm Reverend Christine Dance. My pronouns are she and her. It is my great honor to serve as the minister of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix. A very, very special welcome to you. Please find a place in a sanctuary where your body can be comfortable. We have many different seating options. We have a table in the back filled with art supplies. We have shelves of sensory tools and lots of space if you need to stand or stretch or sway. The right over there lead to a quiet garden where speakers allow you to hear our worship service while in a space designed for contemplation. Both children and adults are welcome in all of these spaces. A very special welcome to any of you who are joining for the first time. Do we have any visitors here today? Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. And I see a lot of people online as well. Very special welcome to you. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix strives to be a spiritual community for our time, focused on diverse theological perspectives, radical inclusion, and knowing that issues of justice and equity shape everything that we do. A very special welcome to all of you joining us via Zoom and YouTube and Facebook. Hello to you all. Can we turn and wave to our folks online, making sure that they know that they are part of us today. We are one congregation, no matter where we are participating from. And it looks like we've got a number of guests online as well today. We do have a very special service this morning where we welcome a very special guest, Major Margaret Witt, and her wife, Lori Johnson. Can you stand so we can welcome you? We're going to have plenty of opportunity to get to know them and Margie's legacy, their legacy together. Let's just take a breath and be here in this space this morning. And it's my great honor to welcome our worship associate, John Palumbo.
Good morning. I am John Palumbo. My pronouns are he, him, and I am the worship associate today. Our opening words are from the poem Transgender Soldiers by Randy McClave. Soldiers are the patriots of our country, unless of course they are gay or transgender. Then they don't stand for the brave or the free, and against foes they will run away or surrender. But those thoughts and beliefs I will slay, as they are the words that our president, not me, did say. A soldier is a soldier, whether they are woman or man. They are born and then raised with their patriotic pride. Whatever one sex our person can do, the other can. Sometimes it is tattooed upon their soul and then their hide. Our military doesn't accept gays or transgenders, we accept only wins, says the president who dyes his hair and wears a corset and bobby pins. Soldiers are the true patriots of this great land. You will find them standing proud, but not as a Republican. For our freedom, they made their life's final stand, and unlike golf, they can be given a mulligan. At gays and transgenders, a president and his political party laughed, a man who has offered no military service, voluntary or through the draft. A soldier is a person who stands and fights for our soil. They give us that freedom that we all breathe. They fought and died for our freedom and sadly for oil. No matter what's under their pants or what's on their sleeve, now we have a president who wants all transgenders out. A president for the freedom of all has never fought a bout. Now join me as we recite our covenant, and Leo lights our chalice. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to share our strength in fellowship, thus do we covenant. Thanks, Leo.
Check, 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 check. Okay, I'm Benji Messer, UUCP's music director. I use he, him pronouns. Feel free to stand or to stay seated as we sing Holly Near's wonderful protest song, We Are a Gentle, Angry People. We are gay and straight together.
We are gay and straight together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and we are singing, singing for our lives.
One more. We are gentle, loving people.
We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives.
Thank you all. Please be seated.
Can I just say that I love that we were able to sing again together? Please join me for our announcement. Everything going on at UUCP can be found on our website, phoenixuu.org, and our weekly newsletter, Compass. From the Civic Engagement Team, the Sierra Club and allied groups are hosting an Environmental Day at the Capitol this Tuesday, February 7th. Register to attend at the link on the Civic Engagement page. Right after the service, we will be having our Mid-Year Congregational meeting. We'll be talking about what is happening with the business of the congregation, including getting to meet our new ministerial intern. Now that's a woo! Members are encouraged to join, but if you are curious about us as a congregation, it is a great opportunity to learn more about us. For our offering, we share the plate each week between UUCP and a different organization as a way to reflect our values. For February 2023, our Share the Plate partner is Homeless Youth Connection. Homeless Youth Connection, HYC, offers a comprehensive service program that engages high school-aged youth who are experiencing houselessness. HYC assists them in overcoming barriers to completing high school, graduating, and creating a plan for the future. HYC serves houseless youth 13 to 21 years of age who attend high school in Maricopa County and Coconino County, Arizona. Please donate by putting cash or a check in the baskets or by using any of the options displayed on the screen behind me. If you are paying your pledge with a check today, please indicate that on your check. For all that you give to our congregation and community partners, we are so grateful.
This is our time for Together Time. So I would like to invite up anyone who is a youth, a child, childlike, youth-like, anyone who wants to come up. Yeah, absolutely. I'm youth-like. You're 8? Then I think you should come up here with me. Would you be willing to come up and come sit on the stairs with me? Yeah? Lori, do you want to come up? You don't have to. You're good. You're good. Hi, y'all. Hi. Nice jacket, Jess.
Thank you.
So hi, you all. How are you? How are you this morning? So I want you all to meet my friend. So this is my friend. Her name is Margaret. But because hi, Margaret. Thank you. That was so nice. Can you all say hi, Margaret?
Hi, Margaret.
And because we're friends, because I get to be her friend, I get to call her Margie. So the question is, do you want to be her friend? Do you want to call her Margie? Okay, let's try it again. Hi, Margie.
Hi, Margie.
So, you know what I love about my friend? I love that she's goofy. I love that she's kind. I love that she will do anything for her friends, and I can talk to her about anything. Isn't that wonderful to have a friend like that? Do you all have a friend like that? It's really special, right? So, but there's one other thing about my friend Margie, is she's kind of a big deal. So I can hold that she's my friend, and she's also kind of a big, and well, being my friend is a big deal. That's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. So we're both big deals getting to be friends together. So do you want to hear about why she's a big deal? Yeah. Okay, so you know how I have a lot of titles, like sometimes my title is Reverend, you call me Reverend Christine? Well, my friend Margaret has a title too. Her title is Major. Does anyone know what that stands for? What is that for? Major. Means that she was in the military. She was in the military and got the high rank of Major. And she served in the military in the Air Force, all right? So, and her last name is Witt. Now, her last name became kind of famous. She had a ruling named after her and a term. It's called the Witt Standard. Does anyone else have a ruling title named after them that we should know about? No, Margaret does. She does. So I want to tell you why she's got that too. So Margaret was in the Air Force. She was a flight nurse, among many things, which meant that she flew on planes. She was helping the soldiers who were wounded to get to medical treatment. That's a whole thing, right? That was very special. She did a whole bunch of other things in the Air Force, and she was very, very well respected in her job. She was actually on the posters for the Air Force to recruit new people. This beautiful face, like, come join the Air Force, and you can be like Margaret Witt. She was on the posters. What? So, and then in her personal life, because people in the military still get to have a personal life, right? In her personal life, she fell in love. She fell in love, didn't she, with a very special woman. And her name is Lori, and she's right here, and she's my friend too.
Hi, Lori.
So there was one big problem. Do you know what that might be?
The three of you.
The three of us. No, well, the four of us. But no, and the big problem was in the military, she was not allowed to be gay. She had been gay the whole time, but in the military, you couldn't tell anyone you were. You had to keep it quiet and keep it secret the entire time you were serving in your job. So, and people weren't supposed to ask, and you weren't supposed to tell. It was a silly rule called don't ask, don't tell. It's super passive aggressive. Don't ever let anyone have anything like that in the legislature again, all right? But when Margie and Lori fell in love, someone told. And do you know what happened? The Air Force asked her if it was true, and she didn't lie. And then they told her that she couldn't be in the Air Force any longer after all of that time serving. Now, who here thinks that's fair? Anyone? Fair? Who thinks that's unfair? Really unfair. She was really good at her job. So, do you know what Major Witt did? She got a great team of lawyers, and she took the Air Force to court. And for 7 years, her mission was to work to show that this rule wasn't fair. The Air Force said that being gay would affect her teams and how they worked with team cohesion. But do you know what they showed? What they showed is that by her getting kicked out, her teams were affected. That is the Witt standard. Now, there's a whole bunch to this story. It sounds pretty simple. It wasn't simple, was it, Margie? It was not very simple. There's a lot of things that had to happen to make this go, and she had a very, very good team to make it happen. But after 7 years of fighting this, she won her case. Hooray, right? And because of that, the thing called the Witt Standard was going to apply to anyone who got kicked out of the military for being gay. So potentially, tens of thousands of people were going to be flooding the courts saying, I got kicked out too, does the Witt Standard apply to me? But they decided, maybe we don't want to do that. And it went up to President Obama, and he repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell in the military. So now, because of people like Major Margaret Witt and so many others who fought for it, but especially today, Major Margaret Witt, LGBTQ folks can serve openly in the military. And it was in great part due to her work. So we have a video showing some of the pictures of Major Witt and a little bit of her story. So kids, you are more than welcome to go back to the table or turn around and look at it here or see it on that screen. There's all kinds of possibilities. It's about, you can come back, you can sit in your, you can do whatever you want to, Margie. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. You'll be hearing from Margie in a little bit. Let's run the video.
I am what I am. I am my own special
is there music?
creation. So come take a look.
Can we
Give
try that
me
over
the
again with the
hook
music?
or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say.
There, thank you. That's okay.
I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So come take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't want praise. I don't want pity. I bang my own drum.
it up for Major Margaret Witt. So thank you all for letting me tell you the story about my friend. And we're going to talk a little bit later. Margie and I are going to have a little intimate chat up here during the sermon, and we'll learn a little bit more about her story. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for welcoming her as our friend, too. So it's the time now. Oh, I've got two mics on. It's the time when we talk about and share the joys and sorrows of our community. Being together, it is good to share and to support each other and to connect. Folks on Zoom, please feel free to enter any joys and sorrows in the chat, putting your name at the front so I know who you are. And I've got a few from the folks here in person. So let us take a moment to just hold some space and some energy for the joys and sorrows in our community, spoken and unspoken. From some of our folks here in person, Jez Putnam says, I saw 3 ringtail cats on top of Piestewa Peak while hiking Friday night. It gave me hope for the animals. That's so cool, Jez. From Robert Eland. This morning, Robert had the unfortunate incident of locking his keys in his running car this morning. And he said, my friend Stephanie rescued me. Hooray, Stephanie, thank you. From Emily. Emily, where are you here in the choir? There's Emily. Emily says, thank you to UUCP for the gifts while I was low. I appreciate this community more than you know. And we appreciate you, Emily. We love you. From Jade Barger in our sound loft, a bit of gender euphoria. Went to an ASU event last night, and it was my first time since starting my transition. Nearly half of my former ASU coworkers didn't even recognize me, simply referring to me as Miss. When I told them, each person was so surprised. And there's a hashtag, girl mode achieved. Hooray, Jade. And from Samantha and Kendra Garcia about their son and daughter-in-law. So we are so happy and over the moon to find out that we are going to be grandparents. Congratulations. Congratulations. We have from Amy Miskell, our friend Rick Warden continues hospice care and is reaching the end of his fight with pancreatic cancer. Please keep Rick and his wife, Lynn, in your loving thoughts. We will be sure to do that, Amy. We hope you are continuing to heal as well. See if there's anything else. From Peyton in the AV loft, we had our school athletic field day this Friday, and when one of our more underappreciated schoolhouses took a win, they deserve it, a reminder to uplift those around you. So I invite you now to go into a time of meditation and contemplation. Settle your body however you wish. Have a moment to take a breath. Settle into this time and space, letting go of what you need to let go of for just a few moments. Spirit of life, spirit of love, that which we call so many names and yet is unnameable. That which we rely on in times of thanksgiving and trouble. Let us pray for anyone who has been exiled, not included, banned, or told that they were less than. May we, in our vision of faith, lift them up as whole, holy, mighty, and worthy of full inclusion. May we pray for those who have served our country, even when they may not have agreed with everything that this country did. May we see their dedication, their sacrifices, and the impact that it had on their families. May we lift them up as individuals deserving of our compassion and gratitude. Let us pray for anyone who has lived under rules of discrimination in policing, policies, or bias. May we look for all the ways that equity is not served and use our collective voices to fight for what is right, even if it takes us 7 years, even if there is great risk. Let us lift up all of our siblings today who are hurting from grief, loss, illness, and challenge. Let us lift up and celebrate all those who are joyful and in a celebratory mood today. May we take a moment to notice how we are part of the great cycle of history and the great rhythm of nature. May we recognize our part in the interconnected web of existence and how we can tug on the web and change the world. May you always know your power. May you always know you are loved. Let us take a moment of silence for contemplation. Amen. Blessed be, and Ashe. And now, Margie, we have something for you. I invite you to just get comfortable in your chair, right there, while we sing to each other. But mostly we're going to sing to you. This is one of our favorite songs, and we invite you to take these words in. The words are, how could anyone tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle and how deeply you're connected to my soul? Congregation, please stand as you are willing and able, and let's sing these sacred words to Major Witt and each other.
How
I'm afraid to, or sorry to tell you that my reflection's not a happy one today. I've got a friend named Penny. I love Penny because she is passionate. She's volunteered for Habitat for Humanities for over 10 years. But I also love her because she isn't afraid to tell you about when she is unhappy, often in the most hilariously dramatic ways. Penny, like me, served in the military. She served in the Navy for 22 years. The Navy did a lot of amazing things for her. She got to see the world, the primary reason she joined. She got to feed her passion to serve, and most importantly, she met the love of her life. There was just one problem. The love of her life just happened to also be a woman. Still, they managed to make it work. Even when they were stationed in different places, they managed to make regular trips to visit each other. They were happy with the life they had. Then one day, everything changed. Penny got a call. The love of her life had breast cancer, and the prognosis wasn't good. Over the next 4 months, Penny visited her friend in the hospital as often as she could, having to sneak covert messages of love as the woman she imagined growing old with slowly wasted away. After 4 months, the love of her life was gone, and Penny had to suffer on her own, hiding the pain as best she could, no help, no support from the military, no counseling. She bore the loss and grief all alone. Normally, I try to say something positive in my reflections. I warned you up front, this wasn't a happy one. The only thing good I've taken from this, when someone says anything negative about LGBTQ serving in the military, I just tell them about Penny and the love of her life. Thank you.
You want to have a chat? You want to bring the tissues up? Oh, thank you. That was cruel, wasn't it? That was just pretty mean. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but I'm a little sorry.
Yeah,
I'm a tiny bit sorry, but I'm not totally sorry. Yeah. So we just want to have a chat here. You all can listen if you want. We're just gonna have like has anyone ever seen Between Two Palms, the conversations? This is Imagine Palms on either side of us. My friend Margie and I are going to have. So I'd like to just ask you a few questions. Oh no, she's got a lavalier. Thank you though so much. Yod, okay. So can you tell us a little bit, what did it, when you first heard that you were being investigated, what was that, what happened? What happened in your head?
I was completely shocked, absolutely shocked, because I'd been walked down the hall by my commander saying that somebody was doing an investigation on base and wanted to chat with me. And she just sort of opened the door and scooched me in. And I didn't know it was me that was under investigation. It was a shock. I tried to remain calm, not give anything away. Right. But immediately I thought, no.
They are having trouble.
Oh.
Did I push the wrong button, Jake?
I don't know, but try that.
Try it again.
Testing.
There you go.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi. How are you,
Yeah.
baby?
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocked, but deep down within me, I was angry because I had every right to be there. And yesterday I was fine, and all of a sudden, because somebody said something about me today, I'm not fine. You appreciated me yesterday, but I'm your trash today. So it kind of steeled me, you know, if there's any way I can fight this, I'm going to do it. And Yeah, I'm a small cog in this wheel. There are many people before that fought this fight, whether it was before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, or after Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But those are the shoulders, that I stand on today. But those were also the people that showed me that courage. I admired them before it ever came to my front door. I was, Greta Kammermeyer was one of my heroes and an absolute role model. And watching her fight almost 20 years before, Don't Ask, Don't Tell came in after that.
And can you tell people who Greta was?
Colonel Greta Kammermeyer was, at the time, the highest ranking officer that was discharged, and it was prior to Don't Ask, Don't Tell. She was in the Army National Guard in Washington, and she was in for questioning. She was going to be the head of the entire National Guard and nurses. And in her investigation, she revealed that she was a lesbian because she didn't lie. And at the time, it wasn't Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And normally they would have to prove and put you before a court of your peers and give you an Article 15 and prove that it somehow affected your service. She ended up actually winning her case and was reinstated back into the National Guard, but never did achieve that position or the rank of general, which I think she definitely deserved.
Absolutely.
But I watched that. I watched her story unfold. It was very close to me. She was from Washington. She was a nurse. Before Greta, there are multiple cases, but one of the other ones that stood out to me, again, because it was somebody that was born and raised where I was in Tacoma, and now I'm going to blank on the name, Perry Watkins. It was one of the first nationally covered, widely covered stories that, and I followed that even when I was stationed in Europe and picking up papers here and there. And Perry Watkins actually won his case too. I actually ended up with the same attorney 20 years later.
Well done. You were watching well.
I had
You
no
were
idea.
watching well.
Yeah.
So-
So yeah, they set that role model and I just steeled myself and said, if I have any way that I can fight this, I'm going to.
And I just can't even imagine what it's like watching those going, no one knows about me yet. No one knows,
Right.
and being that vulnerable the whole time. This could be you. And then all of a sudden seeing, oh, this is me.
Yeah, I mean, I did 18 years. I thought I was just cruising under that radar, I was gonna, under the gator. I was gonna do my time. So yeah, that was a shock. And it was kind of a, Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Everybody thought, oh, whew, we can actually serve. But that was kind of a fallacy. It made it easier for the military to discharge someone. I mean, when he told me sign this paper and you'll be out in 2 weeks, I thought, that's impossible. The military can't do anything in 2 weeks. Nuh-uh, no. But that was it. I mean, because Don't Ask, Don't Tell wasn't actually a policy, it was law. And it wasn't that anyone could just say, anybody could just say anything. And now, with Don't Ask, Don't Tell, you were the one that had to prove you weren't gay. Try that. Try proving you're not heterosexual. I mean, it was insane. But that was the fallacy of thinking that it was a safer place to be under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I felt that it was a safer place. I wasn't going to tell anybody, and nobody could ask because it was not legal for them to even ask. But the fact was that you could never have told anyone in your entire life. Ever. So it's still hard for me to say the words.
Right, right, because you've been trained not to for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird to hear my mom say lesbian.
So let's talk
Freely,
about
freely.
your mom.
Freely.
Because once this happened, your name was out there, and you were going to fight this.
Oh yeah, because there was a big Don't Ask, Don't Tell in my house too.
There was.
Big Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
So this process meant that you had to come out to your parents, because you
Before
were
I went
going-
on national TV.
Yes. How did
Yeah.
that go?
Yeah. Well, that was the most terrifying of all, because that was always what I hadn't been out because I didn't want to disappoint my parents, and there's this underlying that I knew I was going to be a disappointment. So I just tried to be the best kid that I could be. But now I had to tell them, and this was a big risk, and because you have friends with horror stories that, they were disowned. There's so many homeless kids out
Anyone
there.
have horror stories out here? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's many here who can relate.
The coming out stories are not always wonderful.
They don't always go
But
well.
I've got to tell you, I had a friend waiting in a car up the road that was going to come get me if it went poorly. My sister joined me, and because I had been pretending I was still coming home and going to my reserve weekends, which I couldn't keep doing that because it was going to be on the news the next day. So I told my parents, sat them down, told them my mom looked confused as to what was happening, and my father didn't miss a beat. And he looked at me and he said, "You're going to fight it, aren't you?"
Ah!
I mean, this is my old World War II veteran father, and he would have been the one that I would have expected not to be so supportive, but as soon as he said that, I had won. I had won. From then on, it was like, whatever they need, but I won.
So important. So
Yeah.
and parents, grandparents,
The most
Family.
important, yeah.
yeah, take note. So you were still, at this point, you were still ready to serve your country. You were still ready to serve. You were, but you had to redefine what serving meant. How did you do that? How did you figure out like what your job was now? You
Right.
were kicked out of the military, but you still had.
And that was very difficult, and I had to experience the loss of that, or be willing to accept that, because I had trained over half of my life to be a military nurse, and we literally were at war, and I'm home sitting on the bench, and all of my coworkers are off to war, and the team's not complete. And I could have been doing what I was trained to do and what I'd wanted to do. And I was really frustrated with that, and all I wanted to do was get back to my unit, be with my military brothers and sisters, and do the mission that I had been trained for. And I sought out Greta Kammermeyer, who, when she actually called me back, I stood up at attention when she said who it was. And she had me come over, and she looked at me and she said, "What is it you want?" I said, "I want to go back to my unit." And she turned me around and grabbed me by the shoulders and she said, "Major, your mission has changed." Yes, ma'am. It couldn't have come from a better source, from the hero that I had admired. And from that day forward, my mission changed. It was a different purpose, a valuable purpose for many, many people. And I vowed if it helped one person, it would be worth it.
Helped a few more than one.
Couple.
A few more than one. So I happen to know this story a little bit, but tell me about the moment, because you couldn't talk to anyone in your unit during all of this time.
No. That when they told me to pack up and go, no, the only person that had been told was the first sergeant and the commander of the unit, and I wasn't to talk to or tell, because I was still under don't ask, don't tell. I couldn't tell anybody. And they were wondering where I was, and they would ask where I was, and they just said, "Oh, she's gone, she's not coming back." And that it dawned on me that I didn't know anybody that had been kicked out under don't ask, don't tell, because they vanished in the night. They just went away.
And
I
so
disappeared.
you disappeared. But you didn't, you were
But-
fighting.
And the people kept calling and saying, where are you? What happened? What, you know? And then when they found out with the news, it was, what can we do?
And can you tell us about the moment when you did when a number of them came and in the trial? Can you tell us about that? Because I love this story.
This is my favorite part of this wonderful story. I had almost like a 2-week trial. I had trial. Try having your parents sit through your trial. But for me, it was like being at my own funeral. They had, because they had to prove that I wasn't a threat to unit cohesion and morale. Which I thought, really? You're going to come after me for that? If anybody knows me, I'm like, okay, right, yeah, you can try. But they had members of my unit because they wanted to help. They wanted to do something. And I was not the only one in the village. I mean, there were other LGBT members in my squadron. But ironically, it was all the straight ones that came forward to take the stand over and over and over again. And it was so humbling. And it was you asked this on purpose.
I know.
It was them who saved me and all of the rest of us. You know, they were the ones that took the stand for the people that didn't have a voice. And it was my squadron members that were willing, and it was not easy for them. The military tried to stop that. But they were the ones that stepped forward for so many people. And I'm proud to know them. And be forever grateful for them. And I wish that they were the ones that had the standard. Because, you know, anybody that really knows me chuckles. Witt standard's a whole different thing.
Your Witt standard has something to do with...
So many different meanings.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
legally though, it's
Yeah.
a thing. And it should be you. It's really important. So all of this, you know, you've got media attention, you've got the military doing this, you've got all of this, you're not connected with your unit. How did you find your center? How did you figure out how to just keep going through all of this? How did you figure that out in the chaos?
It took me a while. I earned all of these. I was a brunette when it started. You know, finding my center, Lori is my center. And we just took care of each other. I mean, having that peace and having that foundation made all the difference for me. And that was never in question. And that was the easy part. That was the easy part. Still is. Thank you.
What have you heard from other service members since all of that happened? What are the conversations that other service members have with you when they meet you?
We all have a story. And, you know, not everyone gets to share their story. And there are deep hurts and pains that go way back. Because this has been going on since the beginning of the military. I mean, over 100,000 discharges just prior to Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Around 14,000 after Don't Ask, Don't Tell was put into place. And everyone has their story, and everyone, I think, benefits from sharing their story. And if I can be in a place where people can share their story, sometimes it's for the first time, then that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of scars.
There are a lot of scars. A lot of scars for you, a lot of scars for all of them, and to share that with each other, and to say, I see you.
Yep.
And to say, I see you. And I think that's something that we do a lot here, is we share our scars, we share our stories, and we say, I see you. What is something that you learned from the process that you hadn't learned before?
I learned a lot about the law and the legal system and how many courts there are. There's a lot of different courts.
It turns out, yeah.
Turns out, I went through a few of them. And patience with that. And that every voice, if you're able to have a voice, every voice counts. And being visible counted. I spent so much of my time trying to be invisible, and it was hard to be that one that was visible after all that time, but it's so important that even that one voice, because it took years and years and so many people to help bring us to more equality. I guess I learned to, I always appreciated the history, but I learned that it's important to keep telling the history too, because, and it's kind of ironic, because we wanted the younger folks coming up in the military to never have to experience that. And now we're like, wait a minute, you need to know. You need to know. But also be joyful that they don't have to think about it. To not have to think about it is really an amazing, freeing experience, and you can keep so much more of that energy for other things that really matter.
That's awesome. Well, I just want to say, on behalf of the congregation, thank you for sharing your story. You are one of my dearest friends. I love you. But from this standpoint, I'm in awe of your courage and your commitment. I'm in awe of you, Lori, for standing by with all of this that you never signed up for and that you went through this together. I'm so glad that we're friends. But thank you. Thank you for your courage and your commitment.
Thank you all for having me today and just sharing. Thank you.
Oh, they're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it. Soak it in, baby. I got this.
Christine, thank you for sharing your friendship with us. Margie, thanks so much for being here. The choir would like to end today with Pat Humphrey's powerful song, Never Turning Back. This song was sort of became the unofficial theme song of the UN Conference on Women in 1995. It's been very well known around the world since then. We'll sing a few verses and then we'll invite you to stand and join us.
Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on walking forward. Keep on walking forward.
Immediately following service, we have a brief coffee hour out on the patio, and then we will be starting our congregational meeting at 12 p.m. Major Witt will be out on the patio. Is that okay, Margie? Good. Is that good? Oh, okay. Anything for me. Awesome. Major Witt will be out there if you want to follow up with other questions. But then the congregational meeting will start at noon. And I just, again, want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your heart with us. Thank you. You all might not notice, but the real agenda was to just get Lori and Margie here to visit us. So that's, had some real side benefits here as well. May we know that our impact in the world can have ripples that we never expected. May we be willing to step up in times of trouble and be the change that the world needs. May we tell our stories so we find connections and impact in the world. May we know that standing up is hard, but it is always worth it. May we give thanks to our fighters and our lovers, and may we gain courage from acts of love and commitment. Go in peace, go in love, go and congregational meet.